And it's Ken Kraetzer for Cadets Media. I have a chance to visit with the head coach of Army football, Jeff Monken. And Coach, you've gotten a couple of days of contact practices in. A little milder today. You had a little dampness. What did you think after your couple of contact practices?
All the guys are working hard. I feel like we got cheated a little bit today. I would have liked to have had some really good hot weather. It's good to train in that. I know we're going to have some hot games, particularly earlier in the year, but the guys are doing a good job. They're doing a good job of competing and being physical without, and just being smart, without taking guys to the ground and doing stuff after the whistle. And you get excited when you're out here and you're a player. They want to compete. They want it to be like a game-like situation in scrimmage, but we're trying to hold that back a little bit until we get to Saturday and we truly do scrimmage, and then some other opportunities as we lead up to the first game. But there's little improvements going on, subtle improvements, nothing that I'd say we're doing that I think we're ready to play on August the 30th. So still a lot of work to be put in.
Coach, you mentioned on Saturday, 2:45 in Mikey Stadium, you'll have a scrimmage Saturday. What are some of the things you look for in that scrimmage? You want to get contact, you want to see the players, but you don't want to get anybody hurt.
I'd just like to see it all come together, and that's our defense being able to align correctly and play the gaps and play the coverages that they're supposed to. Offensively, not have assignment errors so that they can block the guy that they're supposed to and go the direction they're supposed to and run the routes that are intended, and we can really evaluate. It's a collision sport, and there's going to be guys running into each other, and unfortunately sometimes guys get a little banged up. Hopefully we'll be able to keep that from happening for the most part as we go through these full pads practices. But I mean, even in the early practices when we were just in spider pads and helmets the first couple of days, we had a couple guys get nicked and dinged. It's football and it happens. Hopefully we're going to be able to keep those to a minimum, keep the injuries mild, and get them all to the first game ready to play.
On offense, obviously Bryson Daly coming back. We've talked with him. He's very enthusiastic, shows tremendous leadership on the field. I can see it. How do you feel about how the offense is progressing, and especially with some of the changes that you've made with the tactics this year?
I think what we're doing really suits us. The guys that we have, Bryson's doing an outstanding job of leading the offense. Really believe in him as a leader and as a player. Our players do too, and that's what's important. But the offense is doing a good job. They're coming along. Obviously, it's different from what we did a year ago, but there's a lot of elements that are the same, and so that is that's made it a lot easier for those guys to go into spring ball and come back to camp. It's not, the terminology isn't completely different, and the schemes aren't completely different. And that some carryover, I think, helps. But I think our leadership is good. The guys on defense, the drills we're doing in special teams, I think our veteran players are really doing a good job with leadership, and hopefully that's going to help all the guys on our team and all the units excel.
And we talked a little bit with Caleb Fordner this week. Had a real impact year as a sophomore. Can provide some leadership at your linebacker position. Max DiDomenico, Kyle Lewis, Trey Miller. How do you feel about your leadership team on defense?
Caleb's doing a really good job of leading. He was voted onto the leadership council by his teammates, his classmates, going into his junior year. But that position, I think, lends itself to a guy having to step up and provide leadership. He's certainly going to play a lot of football for us, but all the guys you mentioned, Cody Winokur just doing a tremendous job as a leader for our football team. Offensively, we got guys like T-Rob that are providing leadership, and Lucas Scott and Booby Law and guys like that have been around and have been a part of some really successful teams and understand the culture and what it takes for us to win. So I'm very encouraged with the leadership we have.
That's great. Army coach Jeff Monken. We'll see you on Saturday at the scrimmage in Mikey Stadium, 2:45 start.
As long as the rain holds off, Ken. If we see some rain blowing in, we might be practicing on Saturday morning, but one way or another, we're going to get it in.
We'll keep track of that. Coach Jeff Monken, great to see you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Our pleasure. Ken Kraetzer for Cadets Media at West Point.